Hey YouTube, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today, there's my face if you want to see it. Today what we're going to be doing is restoring this cart that I bought in my latest recent pickups video. As you can see, it's not in the best condition. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give it a little clean with some isopropyl alcohol that you can kind of see there. And we're going to replace the label, as you can see, with a replacement label that I've printed out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use this little like plunger tool thing and just peel up the label off the remaining one, and then we'll just give it a little clean. I think all this cart really needs is a new label. Oh, it pains me to pull off the original label though, even though I know like there's no saving it. So this is a PAL cart, and it took me ages to find like the correct measurements for a PAL cartridge. So if you're actually looking at SNES restoration videos like I was, trying to figure out what the measurements are, there they are on screen. There you go. That's the measurements for a SNES cartridge. It's the measurements that I used for this label. I just used Photoshop. I just entered in those measurements, made a template, named it SNES label, and printed it out on some photo paper. Hopefully I'll be able just to peel. I know I'm just using my nail at this point to peel it off, but I'm just hoping that I can get like a good peel off it. Easier if it just peels off. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to be replacing the back sticker because it's actually fine. It's just a little bit. I'm just going to clean around that. I'm not going to bother doing that. So I'm going to peel off the rest of this label. Oh, that was a good peel. That was a good peel. But I'm going to peel off the rest of this old tattered label, and I'm going to come back to you guys once I've got this nice and peeled off. So here we are. We have the old label all off in bits and we have this ready for its new label. Now we use our secret ingredient, isopropyl alcohol. We're going to just separate the top and bottom. So I just have a game bit driver. You've seen my tool set before. I've done kind of quite a, I'm starting to kind of get into the repairing side of retro gaming. It kind of comes with the territory when you get to these older games. Sometimes they're going to need a little bit of TLC, just like this one does. And I open up quite a lot of my games just to test like if they're real and stuff like that. Almost dropped that there. As you see, this is super clean inside. I'm just gonna clean like around here where the contacts are and all that. There is a little bit of corrosion on the board. I can see it there, but the cart works fine, so I'm not going to mess with anything on here. Contacts and all are clean, so I'm not gonna bother cleaning this. So I'm just gonna put this to one side, and we're just gonna get the cleaning, just some general cleaning on these before we cut up the label and stick it on. Here we are. Put some isopropyl alcohol. Just put a little bit on here, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a scrub. See what comes off. I think this is more yellowing than anything else, to be fair. I was more concerned about the torn label, and I just thought it would be good to give it a little bit of a scrub as well. Give it a good scrub on the inside. There is dirt coming off it a little bit. You know what? I think it is a lot cleaner than what it was. I just think that yellow might be permanent. It's got the dirt off at least. We shall go on again. The smell of this stuff. No one told me it smelled like this. Everybody was just telling me get isopropyl alcohol to clean things, and I was like, alright, okay. Just kind of bit where the label has to go as well. Oh yeah, that's taking off quite a bit of dirt actually. Try and get into this little bit as well, because dirt seems just, oh yeah, look at the amount of dirt that came off that. This is actually going quite well here on the front part. I'll give it a little clean. And right here as well, there's like little bits of kind of dirt and staining on here. And there's like a little bit here that I want to get off, if I can. Lightened it a bit. Alright, well I actually think that looks a lot better than what it did, and I will cut out this label I got this, I believe, on the Cover Project, or it might have been one of those other like sites. It was that long ago that I actually sourced the label that I can't actually remember where I sourced it from. But I thought that printing my own label was a cheaper alternative to buying one. But I know you can buy them on sites like Etsy and stuff, but I had the equipment to print it at home. So I was like, why don't I just print it? I think it was very good that I actually decided to print this on photo paper because I think it reflects more the color of the original label. That actually looks pretty good. I'm not mad about that. I'm actually really, really happy with that. I probably should have put on this here that is a reproduction in case like I ever have to sell any of my collection. I don't think I will. Hopefully not. Oh, it would break me, I think, if I had to sell my collection. No, my cutting skills is not. I'm not the best at cutting. Likely because of my dyspraxia that causes issues with stuff like that, but I think I've done a decent job. It would be better if I had one of those like cutters. But I actually think that's a decent job right there. So what we're gonna do, we cleaned all this off, and I think we're just gonna put a little bit of glue, good bit of glue, because I want it to stay. And then we're gonna put the label on. Don't put it on upside down. You know what? I think I got my measurements on that kind of spot on. I'm quite impressed with that. That is looking like a lot better of a cartridge. There's a bit of paper in the little thing. That is looking a lot better as to what it looked like. You know, you can actually see what game it is. It looks vibrant, you know, and it has this kind of shine off it because of the glossy photo paper. I'm happy with that. So let's put the board back in and we'll let that dry. Put the board back in. I believe it's this way around. Yeah. And I'll pop this back on. Make sure it lines up to those little hooks in the back. Yep, all good. So we'll just put the screws back in and then just make sure that the cartridge still works. I can't see it not working, but I'm really happy with that replacement label that I printed out. I think that looks pretty good. Just want to make sure that that's on tight enough. Yeah, there's no wobbliness. That looks good. I don't know if you guys can see it now, it's glory because my brightness is actually up quite a bit. There we go. Let's cut this all shine, yeah. And you know what? Print your SNES labels on photo paper. You will not regret it. I know like my cutting skills wasn't the best and you can kind of tell as I put on, but for my collection, for a slight refurb, I think that's quite good. So let's hop over to my Retron 5 and test this bad boy out, make sure it's still working. So I'm just gonna film this last part on my phone. Here is the cartridge in all its glory. I'm really happy with how it looks. We got the Retron 5 powered up. Obviously we haven't put the cartridge in yet, so we're just gonna put cartridge into the SNES little slot. Just test that it's working. It looks like official. And it comes up Super Mario World. It does work. I don't have a controller plugged in because this controller has decided to stop working. I'm just happy it shows up again. And it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. So that was my very first cartridge restoration. If I end up picking up a couple more cards that have broken labels, 100% I know how to replace them now. This is kind of like a little experiment and I'm really happy with how that turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please a big thumbs up. And also subscribe, love, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. I'll give you a thumbs up here. Just so you guys don't miss at the end of the video.